What are we doing today, buddy?
I'm an artist. I'm a painter. I'm the painting meister.
Yeah, I've seen your work. Now you're painting with your eyes closed?
Yeah, Jimmy, I've realized that I'm a much better painter when I can't see a thing. Done. Take a look.
Sorry, buddy, but it's pretty bad.
My art! Das ist so dumm! Jo, das macht keinen Unterschied.
Servus, Freunde. My name's Jimmy Cage.
And I'm Deniz, the Buddymeister.
We have reviewed almost 500 indie movies on the channel. I think we're at 450.
Yeah?
Yeah. And today's movie was once again picked directly for us by one of our awesome Masala Meister tier supporters. Suji PS has chosen the 2013 Malayalam language drama Artist. So, 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, okay. That's right.
Once again,
10 years,
an anniversary. It was written and directed by Shyamprasad and it's based on the novel Dreams in Prussian Blue by Paritosh Uttam. Are you doing the rest?
Yeah. So we haven't watched any movie by Shyamprasad by now, but I found out we actually saw him in a movie. He apparently had a cameo in the great movie Aber, interessante with Mammootty. Yeah, but I don't know. I can't remember. So yeah, the movie starring Fahadh Faasil and Augustine in the leading roles.
Yes.
And
it also stars Sriram Ramachandran in the one important supporting role, I would say.
Yeah.
As the friend Abi.
Abi. Okay.
Abi.
Yeah, the film is about two fine arts students, Michael and Gayatri, who are both driven by individual ambitions.
Mm-hmm.
They start to like each other and decide to live together. And, well, the film traces like the course of their relationship.
Yeah.
And the course of Michael's ambition to become an artist. And
yes. Yeah. So, buddy.
That's... Again, we don't know what the other person
new format, new place, new rules, as we've said in our review for Basiga.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what Deniz thinks about this film.
Yeah.
So, go for it.
Surprise!
Yeah.
The movie's fine, but it left me kind of like hanging in the air. I wasn't... It didn't take me with it like emotionally, and I wasn't that invested in the story. I like the acting. I think the acting is
solid.
So you have something to say about that?
No,
the acting is solid. Some rocky parts, like in the supporting roles, I think. But yeah, overall, it was too like how can I say it? It was a bit full of itself. The movie. It's always movies that. Tell us a story about artists and about art tend to be like a little bit too like full of themselves. So like too bloated, too much like about anything and nothing, and it's okay, but I didn't like it that much. To be honest.
I think once again, I always hope that maybe you totally like something that I don't like as much, or vice versa. It will happen.
It happened.
It happened. We almost, I don't know how many reviews we did together, probably 200. And I think for 199 we were on the same page.
Yeah.
But not completely on the same page. But the movie, I can kind of repeat what you just said. It left me also a little bit cold. I wasn't as invested. I think it's interesting. The movie is 10 years old now. And I think a movie like this would be different today in Malayalam cinema. I think 10 years ago, and we have only seen like 100 Malayalam movies maybe, or something like that. So it's of course an outsider perspective. But I think movies like this that are 10 years old are still more in that melodramatic, very sentimental camp of movies, and not as natural as Malayalam cinema is today. And I don't have something against melodramatic movies per se, but it depends on the movie, of course. For example, Darren Aronofsky's The Whale is also very melodramatic, but in that movie it worked for me. But in this, there was this constant music emphasizing the emotions, and it was just all a bit too on the nose. I think there are a lot of themes in the movie, a lot of elements in the movie that are difficult, challenging. The characters aren't super likable, so there's a lot in the he. For example, there's this family conflict. She's from a conservative Brahmin family. He's a Christian, and he has a successful businessman father, so he's under a lot of pressure from that side. So there's a lot going on, but it's all very, very direct, very. I'm not sure if extreme is the right word, but it's not subtle.
It's explained in a way that really everybody understands what it's about. So if there's like a conflict at hand, it's like the next sentence is like, it's like from 1 to 100. It's like, okay, so yes, this was my father on the phone. Now you never pick up the phone. So he's very aggressive, and he's like this. Okay, so we understood you have a problem with your father, and
I think maybe the story at the time was kind of fresh and new, so maybe audiences weren't that familiar with stories like this, and you had to tell them in a more simple way. I'm not sure, but for my viewing habits or what for my own taste, it was all a bit much.
But like you said, I also think like when this movie starts, you pretty much know like after 2 minutes what you're probably going to get. And like you said, this is a movie like it's 10 years old now, and we have seen a few Malayalam movies from that time period, and it's like you can sense that it's from this time. You can see that, a lot of movies came out at that time like that. I can like with Fahadh Faasil also, we saw the Bangalore Days and Premam and all these movies that like fit in this realm of these Malayalam movies that came out in this time.
It's this new Malayalam wave.
Yes, exactly. And so it's strange, but I immediately knew, okay, so this is one of those movies, which doesn't mean that I said to myself, okay, so I'm not going to like it, because I went into it completely open-minded, but what can I say? The main reason for me that what I liked about the movie is like the acting. I mean, Fahadh Faasil, it's Fahadh Faasil, I think, he is. He's a good actor, but I think time with the time we've seen him like all the time we're doing this now is like he's doing his thing, and he's not like my favorite actor. He's good, and he's good in this role, and I think he does a good job in like playing this tormented artist soul who's a nice guy in 1 second and totally extreme and aggressive in the next. And that's okay because you don't know what will happen next. And that works. But of course, he's not a likable character.
No, not really, no.
So that makes it hard.
It makes it hard. It makes it hard to understand why she's so in love with him. Why she's basically sacrificing everything. Which brings me back, the themes are there. It's about compromises, sacrifices, dependencies in a relationship. But the execution is just so on the nose. And the characters are so... he's really obnoxious. And that's fine. Your characters don't have to be likable. As long as they are interesting or fascinating, but also because this is so melodramatic and direct, I don't think his character is that interesting. And like you said, movies about art and artists are sometimes kind of full of themselves. And this is maybe also a personal thing, but movies about artists who just have to follow their dreams. I always have, I don't know, I think to myself, it's hard for a movie to convince me that his art is really that incredible, that I'm on his side, that he has to follow this. If he's a fictitious character, I mean, if it's something about Vincent van Gogh or something like that, it's different. But here it's a fictitious character, and we see some of his art, and it looks cool, it looks nice, but it's not like I'm totally floored by what he's doing. And I mean, it's the story, but for me it's difficult.
It's fine. I mean, it's the world that the movie is building, it builds, and so that's fine for me. But like we said, it's like, if you think about how an artist, like the very surfacey and superficial mindset about how does an artist work and how is an artist like living, that's how you would portray an artist. Like, this always suffering artist who like has to dream about all these pieces of that he has in his mind, ideas, and it's not very like sophisticated or something like that. It's and I mean, we're not going to jump to the ending.
No, not yet.
No, and we're probably not going to talk. Well, we can. What? Whatever. You lead the way.
I mean, the movie's 10 years old.
Yeah.
And I think with this new format, maybe we should go into some spoilers.
Yeah.
Because the first thing, I don't know if it was in the trailer or not, but the first half of the movie, I was decently invested.
Yeah. Works like a relationship movie,
like a relationship movie with up and downs, and of course this flashback structure, and we see how they get to meet each other and stuff like that. But it was already quite sentimental and melodramatic and extreme, and I was like, okay, I can take it.
Yeah.
But then at the halfway point, there's of course the tragedy strikes, and he is met with an accident.
Yeah, he's practically blind.
And then he's practically blind, and it's like, okay, we just went from already melodramatic to super melodramatic. Again, it's interesting for the themes. Now the relationship is even more difficult. Yeah. She has now this moral responsibility. Yeah. Does she leave him? Does she stay? There are these things in there, but it's even harder for me, who is not used to this kind of movies, to watch it.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem of this movie is that they try to like show us these emotions and this like how much she loves him, so that she stays with him no matter what. But it's like it doesn't come across. We there are so many. We had to spend we spent much time with the two of them, but it's not like I believe their love or so. I thought the whole time, so why is she with him? Because he's just.
I think she's into his extreme nature and personality.
And maybe the movie is also like the story about like this little bit toxic relationship. She can't get out of it, which also like the ending of the movie is going into that, but I really didn't like the ending very much.
Okay.
Yeah. But because like, I'm not going to say it right now, but what the ending is, but for me, it's like, when the movie was over, I just felt miserable. I just thought to myself, well, it's 100 minutes, 110 minutes I spent with this movie. I just feel miserable. I feel miserable for the characters. I don't like the characters. I mean,
get that. Yeah.
The Gayatri character is fine. She's all right. And Augustine is like the best actor in this movie. Yeah. But it's like, I'm not feeling anything. This movie is neither like, what do you say, neither fish nor fowl. It's like, I don't know. I totally get that. And but I find it interesting. I mean, it's not a thing that's only happening in Indian movies, but I think we have seen so many Indian movies where some kind of tragedy strikes out of nowhere. And I think it's a story trope that's much more common in Indian cinema. Of course, it also happens in Hollywood movies or other movies and also it's a part of the melodrama genre that life
sometimes just hits you with something completely unexpected. But we have seen it in so many Indian movies that I was asking myself, maybe it's the tradition how to tell a story, or maybe it's just happening more there because there's so many accidents on with vehicles.
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know.
There's really so many Indian movies where we are at some point in the movie in a hospital because some characters was met with some horrible accident, and
I originally thought that he just lost his memory.
Yeah,
didn't know he was, and but then he was blind, and it was. I don't know why they do that. I don't know. Maybe it's like the only way that Shyamprasad thought that like the.
I mean, it's based on a novel, so I guess it's
that's all right.
It's
okay,
in a novel.
So but I was thinking to myself, like, I would have liked it better when the story didn't took that turn. So it's like we just follow the two of them and like get some more out of the two of them, because some things work rather fine. I mean, I like how they like move into the new apartment and how this apartment kind of becomes its own character, like. And her night shift, and he works at night, and then all this stuff is there is something there that you can work with. And I was reminded from time to time. I was reminded of the Taramani was the movie with Andrea Jeremiah, which was also a little bit. But this actually worked a little bit better for me in the kind of like a relationship sense, how a relationship works and how you do something for another. It's not like only screaming at each other. It's
and I think it was also kind of fresh and bold that they were just going for it.
Yeah.
So they knew their parents would cut ties probably, but they were so, I don't know, united, and they just did it, and I like that as well. For a while I thought if it might work better if Michael would have been nicer before the accident. So then she had more of a reason, and you can see more of a turn in his character. But then I thought maybe that would have been a cliche in itself. That someone is nice and then something tragic happens, and now he's a I don't know, douchebag. So here it was more like his true personality was even more coming to the surface. So it's okay, but it was just difficult to watch because he's pretty unlikable.
I mean, you have probably maybe you have to beep this out, but he's an asshole in the end.
I mean, there's this one point where he says, "You need to work, you need to finance the apartment, and so I can just paint." And
the thing is, we don't really get something. She says something about how she can work on her literature, but it's nothing that ever comes up again. Like, of course, the movie's about that. She doesn't have time for this, but it's like it's fine. It's fine. Relationship stuff is fine, but there are other things that like
unfortunately
annoy
though
me even more.
We have also the side character of Abi.
Yes, terrible,
and it's so comical. It's really like a soap opera.
Yeah,
like he's this supposedly nice guy, kind of her best friend or only friend. He just wants the best for her, and then there's this turn that he's actually a super manipulative, blackmailing, sexual predator who has a wife who's pregnant.
Yeah, he kisses her and then he harasses Gayatri, and it's like, oh man, and it just feels so. It doesn't fit this story, to be honest. It just doesn't fit a story. It was so annoying. I really hated that part. And I also have to say that he's one of those supporting actors that I didn't like that much, where I thought, that's a little bit off. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Maybe it came with this strange plot line, but
but anything you liked?
Yeah. Like I said, I liked Anne Augustine very much. I liked Fahadh Faasil, and I liked some of the relationship stuff into the apartment, and some smaller scenes where like the real unhappiness of a Gayatri's life shines through when she calls her mother, but then she says, it's all right, but she probably just wanted to hear her mother's voice, and after the call she just starts crying. And the other scene is where she learns that her father's in the hospital, and she sees her mother again, and then she leaves again, and she starts crying when she leaves. And it's like these small scenes where she's really unhappy with this situation. Just pressure, and there's some good stuff in this movie. I
also think the cinematography is quite all right.
Yeah.
I think it's 10 years old. I'm not sure if it was still filmed shot on film, because it looks nice. It has a nice, the focus is always very shallow, so it looks like a film. So, and it also fits because it's about painting and art, and it's nice that it's a nice looking movie.
Yeah.
There are also 2 songs. The soundtrack was composed by Bijibal, and I think the 2 songs are quite nice. The first one is kind of a montage about their college life, how she falls in love with him and how they are getting to know each other better. The second song,
I can remember.
I think it's when he has lost his eyesight, and probably it's something tragic. I think
there's a scene with a light, where he starts to paint again. Like it's
Oh, and maybe we should talk about that as well, because I think the actual idea and the title of the novel is something pretty cool and interesting, and also kind of a moral dilemma that she doesn't have money and he wants to paint and she wants to support him, and now she only has the color blue left. And I think that's an interesting idea for a story. And you're really what is right, what is wrong, and how much is she deceiving him now, and it's I like that.
That's a cool idea. I mean, it's probably from the novel, but it's like shot in a good way, when he there's more blue coming with every day or so, when the old one is empty. And I actually thought that the Dreams Impression blue paintings were quite nice in the end. Those paintings are the best ones that Michael painted. But all that leads, of course, to the finale, which I wasn't that happy. I get what the movie is trying to say, and it's not a very life affirmative message, but it's more that's life. You have to know when to know what's best for yourself. I don't know, but it's when the movie just stopped, I just thought, well, he's an ass, and she just had to leave him earlier, and I thought, whoa, that's whoa, I can't. What's
it was also like many things in the movie, a bit heavy-handed. Then you have the girlfriend or the wife of Abi, who now knows about their affair, even though there isn't really an affair, and her character wasn't important before, and she's in the finale. She's with Michael in that scene, and it's all happening at the same time. It's kind of odd. Yeah,
it's odd, and it's like forced drama. So much forced drama because of Ruki. I spoke German. Ruki, the girl, the friend, the female friend with who's pregnant. Why don't they just talk about all this stuff? It's drama for drama's sake. It's like, hey, okay, now everybody hates Gayatri, and she has to leave. And it's a bit strange.
So, do you have something in German for me?
You have nothing?
I have something.
I have something too.
Okay, you go first.
Okay, I have. Schauspielerisch gesehen ist Artist auf jeden Fall sehenswert. Aber so tiefgründig wie der Film vorgibt zu sein, ist er meiner Meinung nach nicht. Stattdessen wirkt alles eher aufgeblasen und unfokussiert.
Okay, I can agree with that. So, Shyamprasads Buchverfilmung ARTIST hat eine Menge interessante Themen, aber die Herangehensweise ist für meine Sehgewohnheiten einfach viel zu plakativ und melodramatisch. Und so fiel es mir wirklich schwer, mit dieser tragischen Geschichte und ihren doch eher anstrengenden Charakteren mitzufühlen.
Wow, nice. So, sounds like a novel.
So, yeah. And about the rating, I go first.
Yes.
I give ARTIST 5 out of 10. It's more like 5.4, but I don't do that.
Whoa. For me, it's 6 out of 10. It's more like 6.2, but I don't do that either.
All right.
All right.
I think I'm the one to blame in the comments below. Please let us know what you think about ARTIST. Are we completely wrong here? Or, I have no idea. It won 3 Kerala State Awards.
Okay.
Best Director, Best Actress, Best Actor. I think it won also 2 Filmfare Awards South for Best Director and Best Actress.
Okay.
I have no idea if it was a hit or not. There are really not many user reviews on IMDb.
And now we have to check what other movies came out in 2013, so we can say, okay, maybe Anne Augustine is okay as best actress, but
maybe. I mean, she's good.
Yeah,
enough. All right, you can hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, and also on Patreon. Do you have anything trivia?
No, forgot that. Did you know that I forgot to write some trivia for you? Didn't know that.
Second review we are doing like this, and already.
Damn it.
It's okay. So you can hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, and also on Patreon, simply at the Jimmy Cage.
And you can hit me up on Twitter at the Buddymeister.
And as always, if you enjoyed this episode, please give us a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like.
And make sure you hit that bell for all we have to tell.